You might have found yourself recently making statements like, I've absolutely had enough. I can't do this anymore. There's got to be a way out. There's got to be a way to feel better. Perhaps you've been struggling with relationship difficulties, or life always seems chaotic, almost like you're moving through a pattern, and we are. And one of the hardest decisions to make is to choose to end those patterns that spiral us into this cave of despair, anger, rage, relationship difficulties, difficulties in our work environments as well. But when you do make the decision, you'll know that you are ready when you say, I am so done with this. I just need the right method. So I'm Dr. Joan Samuels-Dennis, and you have either spoken to me or you are considering making the decision to go on your healing journey. I want to tell you about the Becoming Method. I wanted to introduce you to each of the parts and support you in making those decisions. When you come to work with me, you're going to begin with a 5-day journey. It's called a Safe and Sound Protocol. We have a nervous system that is impacted when we experience traumatic events. And I'm going to define what a traumatic event is for you. It is not about the event per se, but it is about your response to the event. So we have these involuntary bodily responses, so physiological responses to events. We also have emotional or mental or thought responses and beliefs that we set up once we endure a traumatic event. We then also have a spiritual response, and when I say spiritual, to be spiritual is to go on a journey of self-discovery. But one of the things you're going to have to face as you go on this journey are all of your fears, and you're going to have to make a decision to live fearlessly. So a traumatic event can be something that happens or something that doesn't happen, but it completely overwhelms you. It makes you feel afraid. It makes you feel threatened. And it also can cause you to feel like you're being punished. Most of us have had 3 events that have caused us to have a traumatic response. And now we are looping through a cycle that needs to come to a close. One of those cycles is the way that the nervous system works. And so we go from what's called the vagus portion of the brain all the way up to the very highest portion of the brain. And this is kind of like how we evolve in terms of connecting with one another. When we experience a traumatic moment, there's a process that instead of remaining in the top brain, connected to ourselves, connected to others, connected to universe, connected to the divine, we step down into a place we call the sympathetic nervous system, and there we feel like running or fighting. Or we go down into the dorsal nervous system, which is where we feel like just shutting down. When you enter this program, you are going to begin with balancing or regulating the nervous system. This allows you to connect with yourself, tap into those emotions, tap into those thoughts and beliefs, and then we're able to have a conversation that is authentically released from fear, and you're now stepping into that place of connection. Connection is our greatest challenge. After moving through that 5-day journey, with us touching base and you giving me feedback in terms of how you have responded, the next part of the journey is to move through 3 90-minute sessions of conscious forgiveness. And I have outlined this, the details of this in the package, but essentially forgiveness is about releasing. It's about letting go. It's about sending away that thing that has been keeping you bogged down, stuck in rage, despairing, and being in a place of hopelessness. We're gonna use the forgiveness to do what I call smashing the mirror. When we experience a trauma, we adopt the thoughts, the beliefs, all of those things that are consciously coming from the person who has traumatized us. We adopt them as our own. They become our mirror. We recreate the experience, and we get trapped in this thing called the trauma triangle. So what we are going to do with these 3 sessions is we're going to smash the mirror, and we're going to end your stuckness in the trauma triangle. Following this, and this is most important to me as part of the process, I'm going to download to you the method. So what I do to you, I will now teach you how to do it to yourself and with others. And so you are going to come to a 3-day training session where you will then become fully aware of the elements, the components, the 7 components of the forgiveness method. And then following that, there are 7 coaching sessions. So we have 7 core beliefs that typically we dive into. We want to make sure that those are balanced. I'm going to teach you a morning routine that you are to progress through before you even start your day. So I am going to empower you through this healing journey to make sure that you can then continue the journey yourself. I want you to remember one thing if you remember nothing else. This begins as a healing journey, but eventually it becomes a self-discovery and a transformation journey so that you become willing, able, and capable of being the best version of yourself on a consistent basis. We've all been there, right? Where we want to be that best version. We see that best version show up every once in a while, but we want to be consistently that best version. This is what I'm offering you. Not only health and well-being, but a process that will help you discover your very nature and your purpose in this life, and then empower you with that, those powerful thoughts and that conscious awareness. I can do this. I can move into the place where I now pursue my purpose with energy and vigor and enthusiasm. I can move through a day where I don't feel sad. I can move through a week where I don't feel sad. I can move through an entire year where I don't feel sad. And this is what I desire for you. So I want to welcome you to becoming. If you've already made the decision, please just reach back to me. Click the register button in that package that I have given you. If you're just listening to this for the first time and it's piqued your interest, do not block the piquing of the interest. Connect with me, and we will move through this journey together.